So just level set, I'm assuming that everyone is very comfortable and has an understanding of cloud. What about multi-cloud? Does everyone have kind of an understanding of multi-cloud? Can you show your hands if you kind of understand or a little bit of multi-cloud? Anyone have cloud applications running themselves right now? A few? Good. And how many, as far as technical folks, do we have technical folks here? How about line of business folks? Couple? Oh, more. Okay, awesome. Okay, great. So just to level set, we're going to kind of open it up with the first question, which is what is multi-cloud? And just want to hear the perspective from each panelist. So go ahead.
Sure. I'm almost curious to know if we did that survey all over again, if the question was, do you have email on your mobile device? And are you using Dropbox? And are you using some other app? Because then the answer of are you using multi-cloud is you've already been doing it, right? So I think very simply put, multi-cloud is self-explanatory. It's being able to use multiple clouds for different applications or different services. I think the nuances that we'll probably dig into today are actually how do you effectively manage across these, create consistency and more efficiency for a variety of users, not just an individual user. But again, going back to the root question, it's pushing more of your IT applications or even personal applications out of your own premise or your own device and into somebody else's premise.
Okay. So if I have a VMware infrastructure in Salesforce.com, is that multi-cloud?
Well, not necessarily. VMware infrastructure could live anywhere. So that's where I think we get into the details of, is this on your premise? Is it in one of my facilities? Is it in somebody else's facility? Where is it actually living? Because cloud doesn't necessarily, virtualization does not equal cloud. It could be a subset of it, but it doesn't have to be. So I think that it's much more nuanced than just saying, am I doing this or that? It really needs to kind of you need to peel the onion back a bit more.
Okay. Anyone else have comments on that?
Yeah, I'll add to that. I think kind of from a pragmatist's, implementation perspective, a multi-cloud would be any two clouds from which you can aim yourself at an interface, whether a web or an API, and orchestrate any kind of compute, storage, or network, even one of those across two different locations. I'd even go as far to say that even if you've implemented two identical clouds, whether you've consumed two public cloud services, both from Datapipe or Amazon, or even if you're doing it with the same provider in different regions, I consider that multi-cloud because there will always be differences based on what you're trying to do and what the ideal capabilities of that particular cloud are.
Yeah, I would add to that. When we first started with Amazon, we viewed each region as a cloud, essentially, because they were disparate infrastructure services. They still are today. And there's different levels of service in each location. So I think that the origination from our standpoint of multi-cloud was actually the use and proliferation of infrastructure as a service, almost regardless of the form. In terms of definition of what really cloud is, I think it's about agility and software-defined infrastructure. So is there an API? Can I create and spin up resources on demand? And that's really the revolution that cloud represents. It's not so much whether it's VMware or Amazon, it's not which technology it is can I enable on-demand resources for the use of my business or my end users?
Right. So multi-cloud is also about evolving your application. So evolving your application to be, if it's going to be active-active, or you're going to have a globally load balanced site or application where you can service users all over. I'm kind of last one in here coming in. So they all pretty much hit it on the head. Cloud is really about being able to access the physical layer. So the abstraction of storage, of networking, of compute through an API, and being able to manipulate those resources and deploy them and automate them across multiple clouds.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you.